Hello and welcome back to another video on the Football Zone and to a midweek previewing Premier League and Championship action this weekend. So let's get straight into it with Fulham versus Brighton on Tuesday. And yeah, this is an interesting one. Two teams that have had really good starts to the season. I think both will be pleased. Brighton obviously coming up victors last time out against Leeds, and Fulham 2-1 defeat to Arsenal. I think they'll be gutted to lose that game because they were in such a strong position for a lot of that second half. Being in, it wasn't to be, but yeah, at home I think they'll pat themselves to get at least a point. Brighton performing as well, but yeah, I can see these two teams cancelling each other out. Moving on into Palace against Brentford at Selhurst Park, and Palace, I mean, I think they will be gutted not to get something out of Man City way. That sounds crazy, but yeah, I mean, like being 2-0 up, they'll be absolutely gutted, but you know, still a lot of positives they can take from that. Brentford against Everton, I think Brentford won't know how they didn't win that game, and I think they'll be frustrated and they'll want to come out here and get some points. Really, to be honest, because yeah, I think that was a game they really felt like they could have won. But coming into this one, yeah, I think it's a close one, but Palace with home advantage. I think that will be also 2-0. Moving on then to Southampton against Chelsea at St Mary's, and yeah, this is a game which I think Chelsea really will feel confident coming into. Losing 1-0 to Manchester United last night against Southampton wasn't a bad performance. Binion couldn't get over the line, and Chelsea being down to 10 men for so long against Leicester and still coming away with a win is a massive win for them. Will give them so much confidence coming here, and I think yeah, this is a game which they'll definitely be targeting for a victory, and in the end I think they will probably have a victory match for Southampton. I'm going to say 3-1 to the Blues. Moving on then to Leeds as they take on Everton at Adam Road, and yeah, Leeds, I mean, like, it's been a brilliant start to the season for them, even after that 1-0 defeat to Brighton last time out. Against an Everton side, yeah, let's face it, hasn't been a great start to the season. Now, they picked up 2 points, unbeaten a few games in the Premier League at least. So, you know, but they need to start picking up victories. But, you know, Leeds have had a good start to the season. I think that was only a blip the last game, really. And yeah, I'm backing Jesse March's men to pick up a win here. I'm going to say 1-0 to Leeds. Moving on then to Bournemouth as they take on Wolves at the Vitality, and yeah, Bournemouth, I mean, like, what can you say about their last game? 9-0 defeat to Liverpool. Obviously, I had that brilliant opening day, and since then it's just been downhill, and I think it kind of culminated with that defeat last time out, and it's all about their reaction to that. Will it be good or not against the Wolves side, who have been okay so far this season, I suppose? Nothing too special, but yeah, can they react well? I don't know. I think they're going to give it a good sift, so I'm going to predict a draw here, 1-1. Moving on then to Arsenal, the only team with a 100% record as they take on Aston Villa. With Villa boss Steven Gerrard obviously becoming under increasing pressure at the moment over his team's poor start to the season. So yeah, this is an interesting one, and you do feel like Villa need to get a result from somewhere, but with how well Arsenal are playing at the moment, it just seemed like winning everything at the moment. It was hard to kind of see where it come from, to be honest. And yeah, for me, I'm definitely backing Arsenal here. I'm going to say 3-0. Moving on then to another game which you'd expect to be a fairly comfortable victory for the home side, and that's Man City taking on Nottingham Forest. Man City coming back from 2-0 down against Palace to beat them 4-2. I think that just shows what side they are, really. Can never count them out, as they proved. Against the Forest side that lost 2-0 to Tottenham. I mean, like, Forest, with all the signs, they're making a ridiculous number. It will take a bit of time, I suppose, for them all to bed in. And yeah, against teams like Man City away, it's always going to be kind of like a bit of a free hit for them, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to say 4-0 to City here. Moving on into West Ham as they take on Tottenham at the London Stadium. And West Ham, yeah, they were waiting for that point for so long, and they finally got it last time out with a 1-0 win away at Villa. And they're taking on Tottenham with 2 wins on the trot now. Still unbeaten in the league, I think. So, you know, they'll be very happy with their start on 10 points out of 12. So, yeah, I think they'll be absolutely delighted with that. West Ham, they need to continue momentum, but I think Tottenham are playing so well at the moment, I can't see them stepping out. So I'm going to say it will be 2-0 to Spurs here. Liverpool take on Newcastle at Anfield, and Liverpool, obviously, it was kind of like all crisis before Saturday, and then they go and bloody win 9-0. Well, that's just what makes a great team great, I suppose. Against Newcastle side, you know, who are going very well in South. They've already taken points off Man City so far this season. I think they'll be confident that they can do it again here against another of the big clubs, but Liverpool, they need to continue that momentum and make it the start of a winning run now. And I think they'll have too much for Newcastle. I'm going to say 2-0. Moving on then to Leicester as they take on Manchester United at the King Power. And Leicester, I mean, like, yeah, what a dreadful start to the season it's been. They need investments desperately before the window closes. 1 point from 4 games, bottom of the table. Taking on Manchester United side, who have improved a lot recently, up to 4th now, 8 up to 8, sorry. And yeah, they will be looking to make it 3 wins on the trot. shot again, and with how poorly Leicester are doing at the moment, I think they will do it, and I think they'll do it pretty simply. I'm going to say it'll be a 2-0 win for United here. Moving on then to the Championship action, and starting off at St Andrews as Birmingham take on Norwich. And yeah, this is a game which Norwich will be feeling confident coming into. Obviously, they've improved massively recently, Norwich, after a tough start of the season. And Birmingham, did pick up a couple of good results at the start of the season, but since then it's gone downhill and it's not looking good for them at the moment. Just an inexperienced manager with not a great squad, facing all sorts of difficulties. So yeah, I think this is a game which Norwich feel like they should be winning, and I fully expect them to get a 2-0 victory here. Burnley take on Millwall at Turf Moor. I've forgotten the stadium there for a second. Burnley, they had a few tough results really, didn't they? But then came back in thrilling style with a 5-1 win against Wigan last time out. I think that can really see them kick on. Millwall, they were home defeat against Reading last time out. And yeah, it's not been a great start to the season for them. 16th place, and they'll be looking to build on that. But this will be a tough game for Burnley. You kind of feel like they're going to be in form now for a little bit after that win last time out. So I'm going to say a 2-0 win for Burnley here. QPR take on Hull at Loftus Road, and yeah, this is an intriguing one because QPR off the back of a 3-2 win away at Watford. I don't think many teams win away at Watford this season, so that's a brilliant result for them. And Hull 3-2 win over Coventry, and Estupiñán, he seems like a really good signing at the moment. And two teams, 11th for QPR, 3rd for Hull, going very well at the moment. And yeah, I think it's kind of a hard game to call, so I'm going to go down the middle and say it will be a draw. Wigan, then moving on to them, take on West Brom at the DW Stadium. Wigan, of course, off the back of that 5-1 defeat last time out, and they need to recover from that. West Brom, still not kind of clicked yet for me with the squad they have. Got a bit of work to do, really. Drawn with Huddersfield last time out, not a great result for them, but we have seen them click on several occasions. They scored 5 in one game, and yeah, I've got to think it could be one of those games where they all kind of click. So I'm going to say 3-0 to West Brom. Sheffield United take on Reading in the top of the table in Calter on Tuesday at Bramall Lane, first versus second, and yeah, what a great start it's been for Reading. No one saw that coming, especially after 4-0 hammering by Rotherham. But yeah, credit to Paul Ince, he's done a brilliant job against Sheffield United side, who kind of seems to be motoring now. But that 1-1 draw to Luton, I think they'll be a bit disappointed with that. I don't think they will be. It's a solid result against a team you expect to be out there this season. But yeah, I think both teams have come into this one full of confidence, but at home, I think they've got that little bit of quality still. I think Blades will just edge this 2-1. Moving on then to Cardiff as they take on Luton at the Cardiff City Stadium. And yeah, Cardiff, they'll come into this one, to be honest, not in great form, to be honest. 3 games without a win, so yeah, not great. But Luton, 4 points from the last 2 after a really disappointing start to the season. They're up to 19th now, and I think they're just going to slowly start making their way up the table, really, which you can expect after kind of a disappointing start to the season for them. So yeah, it's a hard one to call, but I think in the end it will finish 1-1. Moving on then to Watford as they take on Middlesbrough at Vicarage Road. And yeah, Watford, I think they'll come into this one 2 defeats on the trot in all competitions, 4 games without a win. They kind of need a win against the Middlesbrough side. They got 2-1 win over Swansea. It's scrappy, but that's exactly what they need to get their first points of the season, up to 6 points now. And I think both teams really are looking to kick on after kind of slowish starts of the season. Maybe not for Watford in 7th, but for Middlesbrough especially. But I think Watford just have that bit extra at home here. I'm going to say 2-0. Moving on then to Bristol City as they take on Huddersfield at Aston Gate. And yeah, Bristol City, 3 wins on the trot, going really well at the moment. 3 wins on the trot before the draw to Blackpool, but that's still not a bad point for them against the Huddersfield side, who after a really poor start to the season do seem to be slowly but surely improving. A solid point last time out. Bristol City in 9th, so Huddersfield in 23rd. For me it's not been a great start to Huddersfield, and I just fancy Bristol City here to just about edge out. I'm going to say 2-0. Coventry then host Preston, the first game at the Coventry Building Society Arena since the pitch got messed up, basically. And yeah, for Coventry, I know they played solely away, but 1 point so far, really not a great return for them. And against Preston side in 10th, which is this remarkable record. They played 6 games, they scored 1, and they conceded 0. Yeah, just utterly remarkable. So the odds would be on it being a low-scoring affair. But I'm going to say we're going to get some goals in this one for either side. I'm going to say 1-1. Moving on into Sunderland as they take on Rotherham at the Stadium of Light. And yeah, first game in charge potentially for Tony Mowbray, although I imagine he'll be in the stand. But Alex Neil leaving, I think that would have really rocked them. A 1-0 defeat to Norwich last month, not the end of the world. But it's Rotherham who are really the ones to talk about at the moment. A 2-0 win over Birmingham, and they're in 5th in the table with a game in hand on all the other teams, and would go joint top with Reading if they won that game in hand. So just incredible, really. But yeah, for this one, I'm going to say a 2-0 win to Sunderland, I think. Moving on then to Stoke as they take on Swansea at Bramwell, at the Bet365 Stadium, and yes, Stoke coming into this one, I think with confidence after that 1-0 win against Blackburn last time out. But Swansea, it's just not been a great start to the season for them, really not what I expected at all. Sitting 22nd place, really, really disappointing, you'd have to say, for Russell Martin's men, and both teams kind of need a win here to get their season going, if you know what I mean. But I fancy Stoke at home off the back of a win to kind of start picking up some momentum now. 1-0 for them. Moving on then to Blackpool as they take on Blackburn at Bloomfield Road. And yeah, Blackpool, 2 draws on the trot and a win before that, so 3 unbeaten in first in the table, slowly picking up some momentum. But Blackburn, they had that great start, and since then 3 league losses in a row, and conceded 7 goals in the process, so not great from them really, and they need to start stepping up here, you'd say. But yeah, it'll be a hard one to call, and I can see it going straight down the middle and being a bit of a dull 0-0. I don't think there's much separated sides. But anyway guys, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and as well as comments down below. If you want to football news and scratch on sounds great, that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.